This is a video for Alaska Medical Transport on how to use IPCR for digital charting. You're going to go to your app labeled IPCR. You're going to put in your username on the top and your password on the bottom, and then you're going to click Login. It's going to take you to the home screen. First thing you do when you're starting a shift is you need to do the shift setup. So you click on the ambulance, and we're going to identify what car we're in. So AMT 3 is the AMT 300. Fire department knows us as AMT 3 when we're in that vehicle. Our shift is starting at 11:30. It's going to end at 1:30. For shift A, station doesn't matter because we're just going to click done on that. Mileage, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the sake of this demonstration. Then it says to the right, personnel, tap new crew member's name to change role. So we're going to go up to the blue guy. It says assign personnel. And I'm going to assign Mike Crotty. When you sign in for the first time, the box is going to look like this. And then after you put your signature and accept, then it's going to save. So I'm going to hit accept. He's going to be the primary patient caregiver. I'll click done. Then I'm going to assign myself. My signature is already saved in there. I'm going to accept that. I'm going to be the driver. And so that's the only 2 people on the bus today, so we're going to click done, and we should be good. Now we're going to go back, and we're going to start create our PCR. So when we get that page from the fire department, it's going to tell us who, where. We'll click create PCR. Click Create PCR. If it's an ALS run, we're going to be going to full PCR. If it's a BLS transport, we can go to BLS transport, and eventually we'll be using AMT, but not for the purpose of this video. So I'm going to select BLS transport. And we are patient treated transport by EMS. Then we've got this whole left side of things that we need to fill in. Everything that's in red as you tap on them. For instance, like the very first one is incident. This is the date. The incident number is going to be the incident number that the fire department gives you. Response required. This is going to be an interfacility transport. And then complaint reported. This is going to be whatever complaint the fire department said was the problem. Transfer interfacility for the report. Then we just follow these prompts. Response, no lights, no sirens. Enter the address to where we're headed. That's where this line is. Call times. These are times you'll be able to get from the fire department at the end of our call, so you don't have to be concerned with logging them in as we go along, unless you have time and are able to do that. We have odometer reading area, so destination, at scene, and then it'll total it for us. Additional dispatch information. This would be if you need to add some further notes into the system. We're not really using the delays. Patient information. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can scan the person's barcode on the back of their license, and that will populate the information. I'm going to click Scan Driver's License Barcode, and I've got my driver's license here. If the barcode doesn't scan, you can also type in the last name, first name, and then you can go up here to the frequent flyer button, which is this little blue hourglass, or I guess it's a spyglass. And it's saying, oh, we need a date of birth in there also. So 1980. Done. Then I'm going to hit the frequent flyer. There's no matching for this record. If they've been in our system before, if they're in the IPCR system, then they will show up and then all of their latest stuff will populate. Now, if they're not in the frequent flyer, we want to populate all of this information, get them into the system properly. So we've got a number of items in here. Medical history, again, that's just touching the blank area, listing their history based on what their medical history report is that we give, what medication they're on. We can also use the search bar. If they have any allergies, if they don't, you can just go to none on any one of these medications or allergies. Additional patient info. Keep in mind that the stuff that you're putting into this is going to import into the narrative tool. Subjective information. Again, you will just click on each item and then click on the areas that you want to use. I'm going to click done. Complaint. Click on the open area with the plus sign. They're going to want to know what the primary complaint is. What is the complaint? You can type something in here. You could say not applicable also. Everything in red again is going to be required. Now here, I'm going to skip over the narrative right now because we still need to put in vitals and supplements and the assessment. Signature. This is authorizing them for care. The number, the one in red, very important. So the signature area, I'm just going to tap that, and this large blank section is the signature area. Accept. Now, if for some reason the patient's not able to sign, you can click the area relationship to patient, spouse, date, reason that the person couldn't sign, the key is to follow the prompts on what makes sense. And remember that everything that's in red has to be signed. Now, let's say we get to a scene and we look at somebody but we don't transport them. The refusal of care is right underneath that. And this would be for somebody who is refusing care. Tap on the patient's signature. They sign it. There's also an area for the witness signature. Remember signature, you need to have that on there. Hit accept, and then accept, and it'll populate. Moving on to patient disposition. This is how we transported them. Miscellaneous stuff. This is all letting you know that, oh, we need to click on medical necessity. This is going to be what the patient required while they were being transported by us. Patient could only be moved by stretcher. Destination. Where are we taking them? Click on destination, type in your address. If this is a, we do already have a list populated here, so if you click list, PAMC would be Providence. There is a number of items in here. You can just click the search button or click the search and hit AK Regional. And then it shows us what we have an option for Alaska Regional Hospital. So we're going to click that one. Patient's disposition. Choose one. Hospital other. Hospital capability, we're not really concerned with that type of destination. We already know it's going to be the hospital, and then that's the address that we're going to plug in there. If we've got some insurance information, we can add that. We can also add attachments also. So we could attach by clicking the attachment button and then the camera button and literally just take a picture of their insurance card. Employer info, this is where they work, additional billing information, physician certification statement, supplemental. This is going to be information that maybe dispatch has given us. So we can add vitals, click add, and then we've got blood pressure, systolic, punch in the number, diastolic, punch in the number, respiratory rate, pulse, pulse type, pulse rhythm was regular, pulse quality is strong, cap refill, less than 2 seconds, SpO2, 90%, and if there's a pain scale, you can click pain scale. Pain scale on 1 to 2 or 1 to 9. So we have all of these. Assessment. Touch the section of the body that you are making an assessment about, or if everything is within normal limits, you can come up here to the top and type WNL within normal limits. Make sure you click save, and that will be there. Treatment, add. What did you do with this person? Did you give them medication, acetaminophen? What was the time? What was the dose? It's authorized by who? Or it's authorized by written orders, performed by Mike. Hit done. Provider impressions, protocol used, hit plus sign. Protocol was, what did we do to this person? What was the protocol? Was it pain control? Was there anything that we needed to do? Was it general? Done. And they're going to want to know the age group, which was adults. Okay, so now we're going to roll up here to narrative. We're going to hit the one button narrative. That's just going to populate this really nicely for us. Then we can go into the sections that we want to add more to or take out perhaps. So maybe in the history, we want to add something here by tapping in that area and just add more history. Whatever you need to write in there. Treatment says you gave him some acetaminophen. Transport was medically necessary because the patient could only be moved by stretcher. When we get done with everything and we're satisfied, all of our call times are in there, everything in red is in there, we're going to hit review. I'm just going to take a look at that report. Make sure that we've got everything that we need. Now if for some reason we needed to send actually not some reason, we want to make sure that we're hitting attachment and then camera, and we are attaching the medical records. So you'll find something that you're looking to attach with the camera in the middle, and then when you're done, you want to get used. Then when you're done, you can do another picture right after that. Now on this bottom right hand side here it says document type. You can tap that and write or select what it is that you're taking a picture of. So you get other healthcare record, and then you just keep on going until you've taken all the pictures that you need, and then you can click done, And then that's going to show up in the attachments. So when we go back to the review, you will see those attachments on the end of your report. This picture. Okay, then we're going to hit submit and close. And if there's anything that you haven't done that needs to get done, it says, are you sure you want to submit and close this report? Yes. Ooh, these are all the fields that it wants us to complete before we can submit and close. So it's really important that you go back and make sure that every one of these is filled in and it's identified by the sections. Patient info, dispatch, vitals, dispatch. So once you're able to go through and fill in all of those requirements, then you'll hit submit and close again, and then it'll go to quality control for the supervisor. You'll be done, and you can continue with the new PCR for your next run by clicking Create PCR. Thank you for watching.